good. All right, the audio is good. Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Your brother Kaya come back with another camp. All the spirit power you have by Shemashah. And before I get started, I want to start a camp up. I want to start this camp up by saying, call on Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Mill Center of Well. And shalom to you like-minded brothers that's out there preaching and teaching the truth worldwide. And I want to give a hearty shalom to the hopeful elect. As I stated before, your brother Kaya come back with another lesson. Brother Camp, all the spirit power, Yahweh Shemashah. Yeah, so this weekend, I went home. Well, not actually home, but I went to Atlanta. Spent some time with, friends and things of that nature, just, relaxing. But the work still got to be done at the end of the day. So made sure I got back to Nashville in time. Plus, I'm in a little basketball league, so at a game, we beat the brakes off them, but that's neither here nor there. Go ahead and get in this lesson. As the title of this lesson is Prophesying the Belly of the Beast. And what is that? What am I referencing? Somebody here in America, Babylon the Great. This is that belly of the beast. Right here in America, Babylon the Great. So let's see what we want to start out with. Hey, let's jump right on in here. Let's go to Revelation. Let's go to Revelation 18. Revelation 18. Started from the top. Revelation 18:1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. That's right. Here in America, Babylon the Great, it is fallen. And your boy DJ Trump, he epitomized it to a T. This nigga don't know if he's coming or going. Got tariffs, take away tariffs, 145%, take it down to 10%, 30%. And niggas everywhere, man. So Babylon Great, it is falling. What else? Let's read it again. Let's continue. And it's become the habitation of devils and the hole of every foul spirit and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. That's right. All the unclean spirits, they dwell here in America, Babylon the Great. And they do what? Go out and infect the whole world. This is like if you play a video game, you have what's called a spawn. Like if you die somewhere, and then you spawn, like in what's one of them shooting games, Call of Duty. Well, this is where all the wickedness spawns, right here in America, Babylon the Great, and then it goes out and affects the entire world. This is the central hub, just like that. The bus station's right down the street. That's the connector. Maybe you live in Madison, Antioch, but you come up here for the connector to get on a different bus. Hey, this is that connector for all the wickedness of the world. It connects right here in America, Babylon the Great. Verse 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. That's right, all the nations have drunken of that Babylonian juice, that so-called democratic principles that America pushes to the four corners of the world. That's bullshit, man. Got these people believing in some kind of democracy. It's not a democracy. You only have, a couple options when you vote. So that they actually selected them for you. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. That's right, the merchants. What's going on right now, man? Your boy DJ Trump is levying Trump's, not Trump. He's levying all these tariffs on all these other countries, because what? They getting rich off you niggas, man. The merchants of the earth are waxing rich. How come? Because this is a consumer-based society. We don't produce a whole lot over here. But what do? They sell all their merchandise over here. And they get what? They do what? They get rich. This is the #1 consumer country in the world. But we only have what, roughly, let's look at the population of here in America, and we shouldn't be the #1 consumer country in the world, but we are. All right. See how many, I think it's a little bit over 1 billion people in China. Same way with in India, they got over 1 billion people. They're not even the #1 consumer country. Let me go ahead and get their population real quick. All right, so China, they have 1.4 billion people, but they're not the #1 consumer country. The math ain't mathing. What do they say today? Make it make sense. How is that so? Because what, here in America, the average person, they're very gluttonous. Even our poorest people have multiples of things. People we would call living in substandard living in metro housing, projects, whatever you call it, Section 8. They have multiple cars, plenty of outfits, food in the refrigerator. But when you go to some of these other countries, the poorest people don't have all those things. See how many people they got in India. So India, they got 1.4 billion people as well. So right there, that's roughly 3 billion people between India and China. That's almost half of the world's population between two countries, and they are not the #1 consumer country. Make it make sense. Now let's get American population. In the United States, we have what? 347 million people. It's not even half of what they have in either China or India. But yet and still, we outconsume them. Because what, as I was reading Revelation 18, the merchants of the earth are what? Waxing rich through the abundancy of her delicacies. Talking about you people here in America, Babylon the Great, through the abundancy, you like to spend a lot. So what is it doing in turn? It's making the other nations rich. Very rich. So back here in Revelation 18, verse 4, verse 3, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings, the rulers, the prime ministers, the senators, whoever it is, heads of state, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxing rich through the abundancy of her delicacy. That's right. So that's what's going on, man. The merchants of the earth are waxing rich. Verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. That's the reason why we out here, man. For Jake, for you to come out of the ways of America, Babylon the Great. So when the Lord levies those heavy judgment, that #1 plague, that nuclear destruction, so that you don't get caught up in it. But we understand, according to prophecy, 2/3 are going to get cut off and die over here in America, Babylon the Great. But the Lord is only going to bring 1/3 through that fire that's over here in America, Babylon the Great. Now we do understand in different parts of the world that 1/3 is only referencing here, this land, here in America, but all around the world, the Lord is going to save Israelites. But that very terrible destruction that's pronounced, that 2/3 going to cut off and die, that's talking about over here in America, Babylon the Great. 2/3 of you niggas, the Lord going to have to, hey, as a matter of fact, let me go and grab it real quick. This is what the Lord going to do to 2/3. It's book of Ezekiel 22, verse. I'm going to start at verse 18. Son of man, the house of Israel is become dross. You niggas become fucking worthless, man. The Lord said y'all becoming dross. Worthless. Can't do nothing with no worthless ass nigga, man. All there are brass and tin and iron and lead in the midst of the furnace. They are even the dross of silver. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, because you are all become dross, behold, therefore I will gather you into the midst of Jerusalem. So Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So everywhere the Israelites are scattered, the Lord is going to gather you as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it, to melt it. So will I gather you in my anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. The Lord said he's going to leave y'all niggas there and melt you. That's what he said. He's going to leave y'all niggas just standing there and you're going to get fucking melted. What else? Yea, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. The Lord said he's going to melt you niggas, man. Rightfully so. 2/3 you niggas need to be melted right now. Can't do nothing with you, man. Esau, the so-called white man, we know his ass gonna get fucking melted. This ain't about him right now. It's about you, Jake. The Lord said he's gonna leave you there and melt you. Because what? You become dross. Dross is worthless. Worthless ass niggas. In my words, these words of Yahweh Shema Shah. Say he's gonna leave you there in the very state that you're in, and he's gonna melt you. Verse 22, as silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall ye be melted in the midst thereof, and ye shall know that I, the Lord, have poured out my fury upon you. You're gonna know the Lord did it that day when he killed you. It's not gonna be any like, man, who did all this, man? It must was the Lord that did this. You ain't gonna chalk that up to a coincidence. On that very day, when them nuclear missiles are bearing down, and you praying to white Jesus, Buddha, Allah, all these idols, none of them are hearing you, because they are idols. That's when you're gonna know that this is the true power of heaven and earth that's doing it. Verse 23. I think that's it on that. So yeah, hey, scripture said the Lord said he's gonna leave you there and melt you, because what? You have become dross. And dross is worthless. So back in Revelation 18. All right, Revelation 18 verse 5. For her sins have reached into heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. So the iniquities of America, Babylon the Great, they have reached into the heavens. Doesn't matter what these niggas say, let bygones be bygones. Doesn't matter. They say, oh man, the people who did this or that, they're no longer here. Let me read it again. For her sins are reached into the heaven, and the Most High have remembered. Doesn't matter if you don't fucking remember. The Lord remember. So it cancels out your bullshit ass beliefs. Who I'm gonna believe? What the Lord remember, or what your crazy ass remember? Your ass fucking forgetting shit. Lord ain't forgot. Lord has not forgot. Let's go and get this in book of Romans 3.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. All right, this book of Romans 3 verse 3. For what if some did not believe? So what if a nigga don't believe? For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief, because you are a fucking unbeliever, Is that gonna not make it true? No. You're just an unbeliever. And the Lord is going to destroy you. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? God forbid. Hell no. Lord going to destroy you right where you at. Let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. It's right. The Lord is true. You're a liar. As it is written. Where is it written at? In the scriptures. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged. So at the end of the day, so that I can be justified in thy sayings, that's what it's saying, but it's actually, these are the sayings of the Lord. These are the sayings of Yahweh Shemel Shah at the end of the day. Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Got a scripture right here, the book of Isaiah. It's brother 144,000 fishing. It's the book of Isaiah. 14 verse 22, 21, prepare slaughter for his children. That's right. For the descendants of Esau, even the so-called white man. Prepare slaughter for his children, for their iniquity. Get it pulled back up. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Right. So you basically select it. You are your forefathers coming back in reincarnation. Because what? It said prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquities of their fathers. So it's actually talking about you. You're going to pay for what you did in previous lifetime. Because through the Spirit, this is that same generation from slavery. Lord gonna get you. What's that movie where that Wayne brothers? I'm gonna get you, sucker. Lord gonna get you, suckers, man. Hey, thought for that precept. Think you got another one up here? 2nd Ezra 15. Let me go and pour that real quick. Book of 2nd Ezra 15 verse 3. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity. That's right, brother, linking this up with Romans 3. So let me read it again. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity, disbelief, of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. That's right, all the unfaithful. Lord gonna kill you, man. You're not an unbeliever. If you're an unbeliever, you're gonna die. Believing in Buddha, Allah, you're gonna die. Believing in white Jesus, Lord gonna kill you. That's not what our Savior looked like. Blonde hair, blue eyes, with a British accent. Man, you people crazy, man. Our Lord had more swag than that. People wild, man. People are real crazy, man. I'm gonna read this right here, verse 6. So like verse 5. I'm still in 2nd Ezra 15. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So the Lord brings all that upon the world. Just like what, I think a week or so ago, he had an earthquake in diverse places. I think it was in like parts of Georgia, Tennessee, and I think maybe like the Carolinas. The Lord brought all that. All a part of the prophecies. So anytime you see destruction, plague, something that happened, 5 years ago, that was the Lord bringing it upon the world. But I got another precept. Book of Hosea 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. That's right, Jake. Jake is heavily destroyed for lack of knowledge. Judgment right there. Somebody done passed out. Hosea 4, 6, and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. That's right. Our people reject knowledge. They have different sayings. Ignorance is bliss. What? Ignorance is bliss? Why you want to be ignorant? Because our people reject knowledge. They think it's cool to not understand. Even though there are thousands of videos of just breaking the name of the Lord down. You could go to any brother that's in the truth. They can shoot your video on breaking down the names of Yahweh by Shema Shah, giving you the correct understanding of it, so that you can have the correct names. Just videos. All you gotta do is go into the search engine, real names of the Lord. You should get a hit on it. Or you can go to a brother that you're familiar with. You can hit me up on my channel. It's like, you got any videos so that I can get any edification? I hear you say the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, but I want to dig more deeper into it. I'm like, cool. Seen this video. Perfect video. Apostle Tahar breaking it down when he was on the streets. Still on the streets, but I think it was at 51st Street, I forgot, up in New York. Had a big sign breaking it down, giving the correct names, the correct understanding. And the elder brother in Mississippi, Elder Kazak, he has a beautiful video that I have saved in my playlist. I could send to you so you can get that correct edification on the names of the Lord. I also have, this is like the old video of, it's like broken into like 4 or 5 parts of Elder Apostle a rhyme line where he's going through all these different books, breaking down the name of Yahweh, then breaking down the name of Yahweh Shai, just full in-depth material, videos to give you that understanding. So there's no excuse, Jake. Countless brothers have it saved. All you gotta do is reach out and say, hey man, I'm trying to learn. And then bam, we're seeing the information. And then you can sit down and write notes and get built up in the spirit yourself. Because that's what it's all about, getting built up in the spirit and doing what? Going out and teach. Wherever you reside at here in America, Babylon the Great, or in the world. Plenty of street corners. But we don't have all the Israelites out there on the street corner. Because what? This is our job right here. This is my 12 tribe sign. This gospel is for so-called Negroes on down to the so-called Mexicans. You're the 12 tribes of Israel. So that's the reason why we come out here, prophesy the downfall of America, Babylon the Great, and get that complete understanding of who we are. Because what? As a precept, our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. They don't have that knowledge of who they are. That's the reason why every 10, 15 years, 20 years, especially the so-called Negroes, keep changing your identity. From black, colored, African Americans. What? Now, let me see. Let me get it. You was colored. You was black, African American, Negroes. What else did Jake called himself? Now today's term is ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery. So every 10, 15, whatever some odd years, there's some kind of new acronym that's attached to so-called Negroes. Because what? You destroy for lack of knowledge, man. Afro-American, like damn, man. Jake just got all kinds of fucking names, man. Just keep changing, man. But the reason why that's happening is what? Jake, you destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because what? Our people have rejected knowledge. That's the reason why our people keep wandering around in the earth, man. Let's get this right here. Get on these fucking devils. Job chapter 9, verse 24. All right, the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he, man? So the Lord is asking, saying a rhetorical question. Let's read it again from the top. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So let's go and find out who the wicked is. Because it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, so let's go to the book of Malachi, chapter 1. And we're just going to jump right here to the point, Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom is the so-called white man. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them, not just Esau, but all the Edomites, the whole family, shall call them the border of wickedness. So anywhere the so-called white man stick his funky ass flag down, that's the border of wickedness. And the people against whom the Lord have indignation as going into the righteous anger forever. So the Lord has righteous anger against the so-called white man forever, not just a certain dispensation of time, but forever. Forever, ever, forever. So when we go back in Job 9:24, it should come painfully obvious who the Lord is talking about. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So that wicked is talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Even though Jake may do wicked stuff, even though, what's his nigga name, Diddy, he doing some wicked ass shit out there. But Diddy's not the wicked. Yeah, he doing some grimy shit. But Diddy is not the wicked. The wicked put that battery in his back at the end of the day. But he's not the wicked. He's just a wicked ass Jake. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So this is the so-called white man, the wicked. Who is it then? So he covered the faces of the judges. When you go into, I think it's the Sistine Chapel, the so-called finger of God. Who did that, man? That ain't what the Lord, the Heavenly Father, looks like. Painted the only begotten Son, so-called white man. Then all the different, our forefathers. You go into, I want to say it's Florence. They got a picture of King David looking like a so-called Edomite with his stuff hanging out. Come on, man. When you go overseas, man, you see all these murals they got of our forefathers. Like, come on, King David, he wasn't doing that, man. Come on, man. I'm up here because I've been to Florence. I've seen them. All the different murals. Also, when I was in Athens, Greece, I saw the Serapis Christos. I saw a bust of Serapis Christos when I was in Athens, Greece. They got all these different busts and stuff like that. Our forefathers, they did not look like that. That's at Job 9:24. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Did the Moabites, the so-called Chinese, did they paint white Jesus? Of course not. Maybe it was Ham. Nope. So-called Africans, they didn't do it. It was your pale ass through a process called iconoclasm during the what do you call that time? The Renaissance period. Defacing our art, whitewashing. And you're gonna have to pay for that, Esau. All right, this book of Jeremiah 5 verse 1, and it reads, run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem. First and foremost, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So anywhere the Israelites are scattered, pursuant to the curses, Deuteronomy, 4 corners, 4 winds, hey, that's the streets of Jerusalem. So and when it reads, run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now and know and seek in the broad places. That's why we come out pursuing the Proverbs 1, and we go into the highways and hedges, seeking the broad places, chief place of concourse. And if you can find a man if there be any that execute a judgment that seeketh the truth, and I will pardon it. That's the key, man. If Jake is seeking the truth, then what? The Lord will do what? Pardon you, man. That the blood that shed on Calvary, hey, for the remission of sin, hey, it will cover you then. But if not, the Lord ain't gonna pardon you. What's going on, man?
Teach about God.
Teaching about the Israelite, man.
12 tribes.
Yeah, man. You know about it? Where you hear it from?
Where I'm here from, home.
Home?
Yeah.
Your parents?
Online.
Oh, just online?
Stay by myself.
Oh, okay. So who you watch? Who do you listen to on there?
Yeah, IUIC.
Y'all heard of IUIC?
Yeah,
Bishop Nate?
I was on their page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had one.
Okay, man. What's the names that they tell you though, man?
Tribes.
No, like the names of the Lord. I'm gonna tell you the name. The names are.
Start with Y.
Yep. The Heavenly Father name is Yahweh. Yahweh. There you go, man. See? Yeah, hey, man.
Yeah, I used to be in the Israelite group. I was like young, but then my parents they branched off. I ain't really like it because they was talking about the religion and stuff.
That's what's up, man. Hey, continue to get built up in the spirit, man. You got. I mean, I know IUIC. They teach it. Have you ever looked at like Great Mill Song?
Great Mill Song, GMS.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you is.
I'm not part of Great Mill Song, but I do teach the same doctrine as Great Mill Song.
Okay.
So I teach.
Yeah,
I teach about 12 tribes, so-called Negroes down to so-called Mexican. I teach the names, the true names, Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah. So I mean, IUIC. I mean, that's it. They teach, that we Israelites. It's kind of like beginners. They don't, really get
really teach the whole thing.
exactly. So you gotta have the whole truth, man.
Yeah.
Why you want to have 80%? You gotta get 100%, man.
The whole thing.
Gotta have 100% because if you, what is the mark of the beast? Yeah, what's the mark of the beast?
I'm talking about the vaccine.
No, mark of the beast ain't the vaccine. See, Jake. So you listen to IUIC, man, they gonna have you assed out here in the street. No, the mark of the beast, I'm gonna tell you, it's talking about the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go and read it. I'm gonna go and pull it real quick for you. That's the reason why you gotta have teachers to go in and break it down to you. Yeah, man. Because if you don't know and they don't tell you what it is before it happens, you might get caught up in it. You thinking that the vaccine is the mark of the beast, and then you go down and take the chip. You like, oh man, they said it was a vaccine, but nah, it wasn't that. So read this, Revelation 13, verse 16. And it reads, I'm gonna start at verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causes all, both small and great. So it doesn't, when you deal with small and great, it doesn't matter if dealing with statue. You could be someone like LeBron, would be someone in a great statue, and then me and you would be someone considered a small statue. So it doesn't matter when this RFID chip mark of the beast is rolled out. It doesn't matter. Everyone is going to be forced to take it.
Hey, I got a question. Y'all be out here on Saturdays?
I'm typically out here on Saturday. I went to Atlanta this past weekend, so I came out here today because I still got to do my camp.
Oh, what's the name of y'all camp?
Name of my page is Kaya.
Kaya, how you spell it?
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. I can just write it for you.
Yeah, right. K-I-Y.
So if you just type in that in the search engine, you should pull it up. Now there are other brothers that I could just do. Okay, I'm out. That's my page right there.
I got it.
You got to roll?
Huh?
You got to roll?
I got to roll.
Okay, all right, bro. Hey, check me out. Hey, hit me up. Ask a question. Whatever it is, man. Hey, we here, man. But the names are Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And I know you listen to IUIC, but you gotta get on another level, Jake. All right, man. Hey, Shalom, man. Hey, it's the reason why we out here, man. Even though, Jake, started out with Bishop Nate, but it's kind of like the gateway, man. A lot of us maybe start out listening to maybe IUIC or General Yohana. But what happened? The Lord gonna lead you to teach us a great millstone so that you can really get built up in the spirit and do what? Come out and prophesy the downfall of America, Babylon the Great. Because asking what is the mark of the beast? You say vaccine. Like, no, Jake. that ain't it. But see, that's what happens when we deal with these other groups. And I was gonna go into it with them. I'm still gonna go into it. All right, Revelation 13, verse 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. That's right. So you're gonna be forced to get the charagma during this time frame. So if you're not built up in the spirit, how about Shemal Shah, what is going to happen? Same way it happened during the whole CV. People was folded. Niggas folding like a goddamn lawn chair because they couldn't work at their job. Because their job said, hey, we have over 100 people, so we need for you to go down here and put this thing in your arm so that you could continue to work here. But see, during this time frame, we're going to have to do what? Fully detach from society and do what? Trust and lean on Yahweh Shem Al Shai. Let me get something on that. Oh man, I can't remember that's it. But I'm just gonna finish this out. Revelation 13, I think I'm at verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So during this time frame, the only way you're gonna be able to function in society, you're going to heaven, man. Same way. Back up a few years ago, when they was rolling out the different curfews, you had to have the so-called pass so that you can go to work, and then your job was making you go and put that injection in your arm. So when the mark of beast rolled out, that was just like a precursor. So when that's rolled out, majority of people gonna fail because they already fucking failed. They failed the pre-test. They folded because what? They don't really believe in the Lord. They believe in white Jesus. That's not the Lord. That's the reason why they failed, man. Because they said that Jesus would say, I can do it. What would Jesus do? So what did they do? They went and took it. Because their pastor said, you know what? We got to get back to some kind of normality. That ain't what the Lord would say. The true Messiah wouldn't say that. See, they don't know the Lord. Let me see if I can get this. This book of John, chapter 4, verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. That's right. The true worship is going to come. See, what you all have been doing, y'all really haven't been worshiping the Lord in spirit and truth. Y'all been worshiping white Jesus. You see where that got you? Got you nowhere fast. Nowhere fast. Grab this real quick. This is the book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 30. And the times of this ignorance, the Most High winked at, but now commanding all men everywhere to repent. Right, so there was a certain point in time where the Lord winked at our ignorance, that we didn't know who the Lord was. Talking about you Israelites. But now, we know. Even though Jake, he listened to IUIC, he knew that the Lord's name started with a Y. When I told him Yahweh, he said, oh, the son is Yahweh Shah. Truth is out there, man. Hey, sometimes you just gotta nudge Jake. I said Yahweh, and he was like, Yahweh Shah. Call out Yahweh Shah. So now the true worshipers are coming worshiping the Father in spirit and in truth. Reason why we come out here, man. I gotta read it again. I had just read this. Jeremiah 5:1. Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now and know, and seek in the broad places. That's why we over here in the broad places. For Jake to come up here and inquire, and I give him my page. Seek in the broad places. If you can find a man, if there be any that execute the judgment, that seek the truth, and that will pardon it. So Lord willing, hey, that brother, hey, get pardoned for his sins, man. That blood that was shed on Calvary, Lord willing, covers him. But we understand it has to be a 1/3, and it's got to be a 2/3. Lord willing, hey, that brother be part of the 1/3, man. Let's get this real quick. All right, this book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse, I'm going to start at verse 21 and 22. And it reads, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Somebody you so-called white people. The Lord is telling you, rejoice and be glad, man. You should be living a vida loca right now. You should be having it up. You should be living, just living it up. That dwelleth in the land of Uz, why should you be living up? The cup also shall pass through unto thee. That cup that the Lord is talking about is not talking about your favorite sangria, a blackberry sangria. Of course not. That cup that the Lord is talking about, cup of slavery for y'all. That thou shalt be drunk and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, to Zion, the Most High's monument. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. That's the reason why the Lord is discovering the sins of the so-called white man right now. Because he's visiting their ass. And rightfully so. Let's read it again. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. So when did this happen? Because if you know anything about the book of Lamentations, this was during the time of the Babylonian Empire. But what happened to the Israelites? We went from the Babylonian Empire to what? The Medo-Persian captivity. From the Medo-Persian captivity to what? The Greek captivity. And then when the Lord was on the scene, up under the Romans. Was that the last captivity? Of course not. That last captivity is talking about here in America, Babylon the Great. This is when our punishment was accomplished during the time frame of what you would call chattel slavery. So let's read it. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He said the daughter of Edom, Not Edom, the daughter. What do you know about the mother and the daughter? The daughter comes after the mother. So the Lord is starting to visit you so-called white people now. He will visit, uh, he will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. That's right. Now, this is the time of visitation. Y'all niggas in hospice care. The Lord's visiting y'all asses. Because the Lord going to give y'all that work. Let's get this real quick. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse. I'm going to start at verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation, let's go into the righteous anger, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. So Lord mad at all the nations, man. Not just America, Babylon the Great. All of these nations gonna get their work, man, when the Lord come back. He ain't talking about no white Jesus getting no work. Of course not. This talking about the Yahushua. And his fury upon all their armies, he hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Gonna be a lot of killing when the Lord come back. A whole lot. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's going to their nuclear, that's going to their mushroom cloud. When them nuclear missiles are pelting America, Babylon the Great, it's going to be like the heavens are rolled together like a scroll. And all the hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So the prophet Isaiah, he is describing those nuclear missiles falling like a fig is falling from a fig tree. Because what? He didn't know what an ICBM was over 2,000 years ago. Intercontinental ballistic missile. You know what it is today. But how did he describe it? As a fig falling from a fig tree. He's speaking about those nuclear missiles coming down. What else? For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. So the sword of destruction of the Lord is going to come down upon Idumea. Idumea is a Greek way of saying Esau, Edom. And upon the people of my curse to judgment. So the so-called white man, they are the people that are cursed to judgment. And rightfully so. The Lord gonna kill y'all. We ain't had to do nothing, man. The Lord already had it written that what? He was gonna destroy y'all. The people of the Lord cursed to judgment. So why was our people running around talking about no justice, no peace, Million Man March bullshit, little white boy, little black boy holding hands? Why were they doing that? Because the Lord didn't give them, they opened their eyes up to see the truth. Had them blinded. All you niggas in that Martin Luther King spirit, you gonna get destroyed over here as well. I'm gonna jump down here, verse 8. Isaiah 34:8. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance. Scripture says vengeance is mine. Vengeance belongs to the Lord. So this is going to be the day of the Lord's vengeance. When the Lord take out all of our enemies. Read it again. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance. But why is the Lord going to kill Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and all these other nations? This is part of the reason why. And the year of recompenses, what does it mean to recompense? Pay back for the controversy of Zion. So Lord is going to kill that crazy ass for our sake. And that's beautiful. We ain't had to do nothing. We ain't had to do nothing. As what's that nigga name? And Lean on Me. I ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die. We didn't have to do anything but just be an Israelite. That's it. We ain't had to do nothing. We ain't had to march. We ain't had to try to get in to fit in. Because it was already written that the Lord was going to destroy our enemies. As a matter of fact, I'm going to grab this in the book of Deuteronomy. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So the Lord gonna put all the curses that was on us in Deuteronomy, he's gonna flip it. He's gonna put it on you now. That's a beautiful thing, man. To know that all of our enemies, the Lord is now gonna put them same curses of Deuteronomy on them. That should make Jake happy, man. That what? All of your enemies, the Lord gonna handle them for you, man. That should bring joy to your soul when you hear Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. Read it again. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord Yahweh, thy power, will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. That should be like, man, Jake should be running around like Dorothy, kicking their heels like, man, like, shit, man. The Lord gonna get them back? You mean I ain't gotta do nothing? Vengeance belongs to the Lord, man. So all I gotta do is just study, teach. That's it. That's it. Lord ain't telling you go out here and pick up arms and get engaged with these fucking devils, man. No. Lord gonna handle everything, man. You just chill out, Jake, man. You get antsy out here in these streets. Jake be getting antsy, man. You gotta pipe down, man. Quit crashing out, too. So back in Isaiah 34, I think I'm at verse 8. So like I'm at verse 9. Isaiah 34:9. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. This is talking about here in America, Babylon the Great. This land is going to become burning pitch. So all this make America great again, build back better, whatever fucking mantra you people have, proud to be an American, all this other bullshit, the few, the proud, the Marines, whatever, man. This land is going to become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched, night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever, from generation to generation. It shall not waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. What does that mean? After the Lord destroyed America, Babylon the Great, nobody's gonna build this land back up. It's it, man. The curtain is the curtain been called, man. I believe that is all, fucking folks. Yeah, man, it's it, man. So that's it. Once the Lord destroy this place, that is going to be it. The only thing that's going to dwell here are, but the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. Desert creatures are going to be the only things that inhabit the landmass of America, Babylon the Great. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. What is the Lord speaking about when he stretches out the line of confusion? That's going to, you're not going to know heads or tails. You're not going to know that when you're in New York, that's Ellis Island Because what? You see Lady Liberty over there. You're not going to know that you're going through the Holland Tunnel when the Lord stretches out the line of confusion. You're not going to know these different things, all these different landmarks. We're in these various different cities. You're not going to know that this is the HRBT. For those who know about the 9 cities in the Hampton Roads area, they have a tunnel that goes underwater called the HRBT and then the Monitor Merrimack. You're not going to know that. You're not going to know you're out in California, for instance, the Golden Gate Bridge. You're not going to know all these things when the Lord stretches out upon the line of confusion here in America, Babylon the Great, and the stones of emptiness, because all these different landmarks are going to be done away with.
Which one is Central America? Guatemala, Panama, Cebola.
Yeah, right here. From Guatemala to Chile, and that's Naphtali. Part of the 12 tribes of Israel. Glad we come out here, baby. Jake saw himself on the sign. I'm going to give this right here, the book of Habakkuk 2, started verse 1, and it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I should answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision or the prophecies and make it plain upon tables that he may run and readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So this is going to the prophecies of the Lord. When it said, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. This is that appointed time for a lot of those, what you would call end time prophecies, to come to pass. And we're seeing them happen in real time. For instance, you know, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, the collapse of America, Babylon the Great, all of these are prophetic signs. Because what? Before the chip, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, can be instituted, your monetary system has to collapse. And what is going to be that next system? That's going to be the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, which majority of people are going to take it. Because what? You have no faith. The same way you took the fucking vaccine, you're gonna succumb to it. And we only care about the Israelite, so-called white man. You can do what the fuck you want to do. Because what? Doesn't matter. You can take it. Because the Lord gonna kill you anyway. So you might as well go ahead and take it so that you can have a good time. But this is for you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Native American, Latinos. You are the ones that are not supposed to take it. Other nations, we don't give a fuck. Them niggas can do it. We applaud them. Because what? When the Lord come back, they first and foremost, if they're on the landmass of America, they're going to be fucking destroyed. And then after they're destroyed over here, their relatives that survive the destruction, they're going to be brought back through their relatives into slavery in the kingdom of heaven. That's the Cliff Note version. That's the abbreviated version of how it's going to go down. So everybody's going to go to heaven. Nobody's going to be going to hell and they're going to be burning for all eternity. No, no, no. Heaven and hell is a condition. And the hell y'all going to be in the kingdom of heaven, a very lowly position called slavery. And that's that vision that's for an appointed time. And at the end, it is going to speak and not lie. That's the thing. Verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. That's right, the soul that's in Esau, even so-called white man, is it's not upright in him, man. But the just, the Israelite, what? It says you're gonna what? Live by faith, man. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, his doctrine, his philosophies. That's how the so-called white man transgresseth, by his so-called laws. Nigga got a law to hem you up, man. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. So the Lord describes the so-called white man as death in hell, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Right. That's what he does, man. He's a very gluttonous individual, man. This nigga gathered to himself all nations, man. What does he call it over here? A fucking melting pot. Because what? The so-called white man, he is very gluttonous. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? That is the so-called white man. This nigga goes around rape, rob, and murder. The Lord said, woe to him. Woe means destruction. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? How long it gonna be for the Lord kill this crazy ass, man? Hey, it's right around the corner, man. And to him that laid himself with thick clay. That's the so-called white man. When you go into that word thick clay in the Hebrew, it's abacha. It's a heavy debt. This crazy ass motherfucker got trillions of dollars of fucking debt that he can never pay back. Because what? He is laden himself with thick clay, a very heavy debt. Shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake, that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, and the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. See, hey, that's pretty much it on that, man. I'm going to close out this Matthew 4 verse 17, and it reads, and from that time Yahweh shall begin to preach and to say, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So the reason why we come out here and do these camps is for what, Jake? To do what? Repent. Why? Because what? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Lord willing, this camp was edifying to the next time. Shalom and a Bible.